All right, family. Black again. Black again. It's the Truth Hour with General Sarasu and Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. It's going down tomorrow. America is Egypt, Mississippi River versus the Nile debunk. Of course, it's going to be five. We ain't got to tell. We ain't got to explain, and over explain that it's going to be nothing but fire. You should be in the house. We got to go after them. You understand? When we know we got them on the run. We got them on the run, family, and we got to stay on them because they know that we putting the heat on them. You see, we dropping the truth and putting out the truth like it's supposed to be, and those very powerful questions that we're asking and exposing to the people. People is finally really looking into it to see what it is, and there's just some blatant information that cannot be overlooked when we dealing with where we originate from as a people. You see, we cannot cut off ourselves from our lineage by no means necessary. And so when we have operations of going on at this time trying to sever us from our family, we have to, what are we gonna do? You see, you like locking yourself in a room in your own hell. You see what I'm saying? That you never gonna come out of. Where are you going with this? We got to be free. You understand? We have to be free to be able to think. You see, to think and not put ourselves in a worse situation than we always been in. You see that we've always been in it. So we want to, we understand as a people. We were first everywhere except the goddamn Arctic. You see, now we might have went up there with some laboratories and did, but we should not have done that. You see what I'm saying? But when you dealing with all aspects, we are the original people. So we don't argue whether our people was first everywhere in the tropicals and all land mass. We understand that. We understand that clearly. But we also understand that we came from the holy mother continent of Africa. We understand that, and we don't. And so, whether you're in Asia, whether you're in the Americas, we understand. But when you sever that, and and you veil the misery and the pillage and the destruction and the dehumanization of our ancestors and lock them away, where they remain without memorial, without and locked in a prison of slavery in the bottom of these oceans, in the blood stained all in the ground of this land, but yet and still they cry out, but never to be heard, because we have had those that try to silence their voices, silence the ma'afa that happened to them. We got to ride out on them. We got to ride out on them. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So be in the house, family. Click that link. Begin to think. That's right. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarah Suit Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, and hoodies. African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies. Home decor, family accessories for every room in the house. We got you 20% off at this time. Come, check us out. I guarantee you're going to like a lot of things and get a discount at the same time. That's right. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University. Over 900 video presentations on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, Black economics, all that. All that. Black manhood, redemption. We got all that. A code. We got the Black Woman is God video library catalog. We got When Egypt Ruled the Planet Earth video and presentation catalog. We got that. We got that. You feel me? Naga the nigga. You feel me? African origins of the Hindu Kush. Video catalogs and libraries. You feel me? Deep. So check us out and thank me later. That's right. SETI keep it popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live streams by the general, hot topics. you won't see on YouTube. We got over 150 live streams available for you viewing only on Patreon. Become a patron today and unlock that treasure chest of them African academic jewels and gems. That's right, family. And make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. You'll get banned, y'all. And I don't want to do it. But, you know, we'll do it. Period. All right. Let's get into this, family. Okay, did Jesus spend 3 days in hell before Easter Sunday? You see, you know, and they know better than that. They know damn well that they got to lie. They know that even in the story, they know that man ain't went down in no damn ground no 3 days. You see, you ain't going in, you ain't, 3 days. But you got to understand that this, the lie is been moved. That's why it don't fit. You see, and I'm gonna prove that the lie, it don't fit because astrologically it's out of order. It's out of order. Okay, and we'll prove that. You see, and so if I show you this, and I show you because I showed you that the months was out of order. They're out of order. You see, and they don't, and that don't make no sense that you won't correct it. You see, we went over the fact that when we dealing with the months, you see, March was originally the first month for the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. For Julian, you see, for the Julian, it was March. So if you understand what September, October, November, December, see, Septem or is 7. So it would be the 7th month, but September is not the 7th month. September in this day's calendar is the 9th month, even though the etymology speaks to 7. You see, it speaks to 7. When you say octo, you say 8, but October is not the 8th month. You see, it's not the 8th month. You see, it's the 10th month. Okay, showing that they 2 months out of order. You see, they're 2 months out of order. You see, so when you talk about November, Novum, 9, it's supposed to be the 9th month, but it's not. It's the 11th month. December, Decem, what that mean? 10. You see, supposed to be the 10th month, but it's not. It's the 12th month. So it's 2 months out of order. You see, so instead of when they added January and February, instead of putting it on the end, they put it on the beginning. You see, they started, January. And matter of fact, February used to be before it was moved between before it was between January and March. You see, it was before January. You see, so I believe February used to be December. It was, it would have been the 12th month. January would have been I believe that's how they had it. Unless they saying February was the first month. So February might have been the first month, and January I don't know how they had when it was February. I don't know if it was the 12th month or if it was the first month, but it was before January. It was between January and December. And then they moved February between January and March. So I'm just showing you how they fucking it up. They don't care. You see what I'm saying? They move them down, they move them. But when you understand the number of, days and, and you understand it's 364 and a half or 365 days. I mean, long as you make the months come to that, you can have as many damn months as you want to, long as them when all of them is added up within a year, that is 360. You see, if you got today, you got 12 months. You see what I'm saying? You got 12 months. Now you could easily cut that in half if you wanted to. You could have 6 months. at 60 days apiece, if that's what you want. If you want 60 days in a fucking month and you won't see, you could do that. Long as that shit come out to 365 days. You see what I'm saying? So, but based on divine in mathematics, the 12 was used. You see what I'm saying? The 12 was used. Some got a special 13th month, which the Egyptians did, and they do have Ophiuchus is as the 13th month that they really don't talk about. You see what I'm saying? So, but the point was to show that they've moved the months around. So a lot of it is not astronomically correct. You see, based on what it's telling us. If you told a child to write septum or what, and they wrote 9, they would be wrong. So don't tell me that septum means 7, but it's the 9th month. You fucking me up now. I can't understand that. And so you tell a child that it's 7, then you expect them to write a 7. You don't expect them to write a 9. That's just how it go. You see what I'm saying? And so I only said that because, not that but they will move things around. You know what I'm saying? To justify a means. You see, to justify a means. And so they moved that astrological festival to Easter, which is really astronomically in alignment in December, not Easter. That's why it don't line up. People say, well, he was on the cross Friday, and then you know what I'm saying, because you didn't force fitted this shit, and it don't work. He was not on the cross, and he did not go, because Friday, and because we can say 24 hours. You see what I'm saying? When you say 24 hours, then you know what that is. If he went on the cross at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock Friday, then 6 o'clock Saturday is 24 hours. You see a sun up, sun down. You had to count. And so, if you say Sunday, and they say he was out the fucking grave in the morning. You see what I'm saying? So he wasn't even really in there fucking, he wasn't really in there that goddamn, he wasn't even in there damn near 2 days. If you look at it, because if you say 6 o'clock and say in the evening he was on the cross Friday, then 6 o'clock Saturday would have been the 24 hours, and then 6 o'clock the next on Sunday would have been fucking 2 days. So he wasn't even up there that goddamn long. He wasn't even really up there 2 damn days. You see what I'm saying? He was really, because he was out of there in Sunday morning. They say they went to see, his body at like 6 o'clock, and he was already gone. You see what I'm saying? So right there, that just show you, that shit is not astronomically in alignment. You see? And so we'll show and prove. Now, when you start talking about gods, we know that Ra goes to the underworld too. So when you talking about sons, you understand that Jesus is the Son, the S-U-N, and when you say S-O-N, that's the same thing. Because we going over the fact that On, O-N, Heliopolis, On, the city of On in the Bible is the city of the sun. So when you see On, O-N, and you see Aton, you see the deity of Akhenaten, which is nothing but the sun disk. You see, you got off and you got on. You see, and on denotes energy. You see what I'm saying? It denotes energy. So we understand even drag on. You see, the on the end shows that the zoo type of the dragon is solar energy. You see, and that's why they defile the dragon. You see, and because it's no different than they defile the sun. You see, yeah. Let me get up. Let me drop this sign. And so when we talk about deities that went to the underworld and returned, you see, you got a lot of people don't know that Orpheus, he was one of those that went to the underworld and returned. Odysseus. See, Jesus then wasn't the first person. Ra went as the son went to the underworld. You see Hercules went to the underworld and returned. Now even Mercury, Hermes, also was one of those deities that went to the underworld and returned. Okay, let me see. So when you start talking about the 16 crucified saviors, you see the 16 crucified saviors, you begin to see the similarities. And even when you talk about Heru, and then you see Heracles, you see Heracles, and showing that that he also in the strength. You see, and so that's solar worship. You see what I'm saying? That's solar worship. And when you read Herodotus, they say that Hercules, the original Hercules, was African. They say that. That's a fact. We didn't make it up. You can read it, and they said there was two Hercules. And the original and Herodotus blatantly said that the Greeks had gotten all their gods from Egypt. That's what he said. That's exactly what he was a Greek, and he was so he should know. He should know. He said, yes, we got our gods from the Egyptian. And Hercules was from Egypt. Okay. And you see, Hercules in Roman myth is perhaps the most famous of the Greek heroes. You see, the last of the 12 labors of Hercules was the task of fetching the three-headed hellhound, Cerberus, okay, from the underworld. So he had to go to get the three-headed dog from the underworld. You see, with the help of Athena and Hermes. Okay, Hercules managed to capture Cerberus and bring him back to Eurystheus or whatever that is, then returned him back to Hades. So he took him back and then took him back. The prize for completing all the labors was immortality, which he received when his mortal half died. So he became Hercules. See, ain't that what Jesus did? When he went to hell, he became one with the Almighty. He became one with the Father. He was elevated to the immortal. You see, that's what happened. So Hermes, when the prize for completing all his, so you see the 12 labors of Heracles, and so you see Heracles or Heracles as the son, and the 12 labors, and you see what was the dragon and the lion, because he had to cut off that lion's head, and then there was the bull. He had to, and so all of the, he had a labor where he had to damn near fight with one of those zodiac symbols, if you look at it, or one of those symbols. So those 12 labors is the 12 houses of the zodiac. So the story of Hercules is solar mythos. Go get the 16 crucified saviors by Kersey Graves. Go on and get it, and get with me, and and get the you can get the I don't know in that particular book. You might get, but I know and I know Kersey Gerald Massey and what's the other? Gerald Massey, Albert Churchward. You see what I'm saying? And they got a lot of that information on that particular the 12 God, and more than 12, 16 crucified saviors. And Orpheus was one, and that's dealing, and I spoke on him because that's the dragon. He's symbolic of the dragon. You see Orpheus. You see that or is a dragon etymology, and so you get and it because you read it in there. Orpheus was the most he was most famous. His music was so powerful that he once overpowered the music of the sirens. On their wedding day, his wife Eurydice died from a snake bite. See, that's where the snake come in. See, they're gonna make a fable, but that show you right there the snake bite. And so, that's the dragon. That's the story showing you, because you see the Orphic egg. And what is the Orphic egg? You see the egg, and then you see the serpent wrapped around it. You see what I'm saying? But that's the serpent as the demiurge, or what they call the creative force. Because a lot of times in nature, you'll just see the snake lay eggs, and then it eat other snakes' eggs. And so that's where they get apep, where, chasing the sun, trying to eat the sun. You see what I'm saying? But that is, Orpheus is a symbol of the great dragon. You see what I'm saying? And he through music, because he's a charmer. And you see when you play that horn, and they got a lot of horns, it look, even the shofar horn of the Hebrews, even though it's a ram, it's curled up like a serpent. You see what I'm saying? It's curled up like a serpent. So, that's still, wait a minute, let me get in here so I can do I even need? Well, yeah, but not really. Yeah, I can get back in there, but let me get a couple of more of these deities. And so let me finish that though on Orpheus, because it showed where he went to the underworld. And because he went to get his wife. Okay, he went to get his wife. And so he went to the underworld to speak with Hades himself, and asked if his wife could return with him. Charmed by Orpheus' beautiful music, Hades agreed, and on the condition that she followed behind him and he not look back. And if he did, she would remain. And as they made their way out, Orpheus listened to the sound of Eurydice's footsteps, so he knew she was there. Accounts vary, but in the version that I first heard, Hades tricked Orpheus by silencing Eurydice's footsteps, causing Orpheus to doubt and turn his head. And as he does, Eurydice disappears. Okay, or it says, or according to Ovid's Metamorphosos, which is a book. And you see right there the Metamorphosos, and you see the ore in there, and that's a characteristic of the great dragon. Believe me when I tell you that they metamorphosize. So you see they in code word right there. You see, they in code word right there. When you hear Gorgon, and you hear Orpheus, and you hear metamorphosis, and then when you look at Morpheus in Matrix, you see him sitting up there with a reptilian print jacket on, to let you know he's the dragon. You see? And so at the near, as he the metamorphosos, at the near the exit, Orpheus, fearing she faint, turned his eyes straight. She slipped away. After trying to cross the Styx a second time, Orpheus eventually returned to the world, having sworn off love. Okay, so he didn't, he fucked up. He turned around, and that's very similar to Lot when he was fleeing Sodom and Gomorrah with his wife, and God told him not, nobody turned around, and she turned around and turned into a damn pillar of salt. You see, and so you even got, I did Hercules, and so the other ones is, I pass on them. But we know that Ra also, is the sun god of ancient Egypt, goes to the underworld. That's where he goes. And so all of these deities are traveling to the underworld. Now let me get this one up here. And so you see right here, so you see the symbolism. And many times when they show, this so-called Jesus, this Serapis, you see how, now look at this symbolism. You see what he wearing? You see he wearing red. You see his mother over there too. I see Mary. You know what I'm saying? They solar. You see, they solar, and the halo is solar. That's solar divinity. You see, that's why when the Catholics, they moved that holiday really to knock Passover out the way. You see what I'm saying? To check Passover. You know what I'm saying? And so you see, or that's, and that's why it's on Sunday. You see, it's on Sunday, whereas the Shabbat, for the Hebrews is on Saturday. You see what I'm saying? So we this solar worship. You understand? We the big boys on the block. Nah. You see what I'm saying? So many times you see the womb in the back. You always see where it looked like, he's coming out of a womb. You see the womb of the earth. They always got that symbol back there. You see, and he's coming, and so that's nothing but Ra being born through the womb of Newt. That's all that is. There ain't no getting over that. That's the solar resurrection every day that go on, and then you got the yearly resurrection. You see, you got the yearly resurrection, and that resurrection is and this is the war in heaven too. See that now when you start talking about the wars in heaven between Satan and the angels and so on and so forth, that's only the war between the sun, light, and darkness. That's all it's a constant war going on. You see what I'm saying? Now we just came past the equinox. Now at the equinox, they're even. It's an even battle. You see, it's an even battle. But when that sun go across, once that sun go across the spring equinox, he gains the upper hand. You see, from that point on, it's going to be more light. You see, during between the 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be light longer than it will be night. You see, at the equinox, it'll be even. But as it goes and it moves towards the summer solstice, you see, when it reached the summer solstice, he had his height. That's the longest day of the year. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how long is light. It might be, light. Let me see. How long is it light on the solstice? Let's see. They saying on that day it's 14 hours. It's 14 hours. It's light. You see, 14 hours. Sunrise, 6. This is on the solstice coming up. Sunrise at 6:41. 6:42 a.m. and it'll set 20:53. So they on military hours. You see what I'm saying? So there's 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, wait a minute, 12, 1, 12, 12. 13. What's that? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Well, it's going to set at 9. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Almost 9 o'clock is going to set. So that's the longest. That's a long time. 20:53. So it'll set almost 9 o'clock. From 6:42 a.m. to 20:53, that's almost 9 o'clock. So that's 14 hours. So you see right there, the sun but it's already winning the battle. Once it go across, you see what I'm saying? Boy, once he kicking ass. He kicking ass, he's starting to kick ass. So that's the war in heaven. And then when it after now once, and so it's still going north. Now, when it get to the solstice, I believe, wait a minute, matter of fact, it's June 20. Matter of fact, this is not even, wait a minute, no, that's longer than that. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It might even be longer than that. It might even be longer than that. Yeah, it's longer. Well, they said that was Actually, that was June the 1st. It rises at 6:41 and sets at 21:01. So it's even a little longer. Wait a minute, is it right? Yeah, it's not that much longer. It's really not that much longer. But so it's really still about 14 hours. You see what I'm saying? So that's the war. And then that's the most northern point. Now, once you get to June 21st, then it's going to start going south. Then it's going to start going south. Still winning, still winning, still winning, still light longer until it get to that autumn fall equinox. It's even again. And once it start across that fall autumn equinox, the sun start losing. It's the darkness is going to take the upper hand, and it's going to be dark longer than it is light till we get down to the winter solstice, which is December 21st. That's the shortest day of the year. That's the most southern point. It's going to stop there. It's going to get down there. It's going to stop there. And it's going to remain there for 3 days. And then on the 25th, it starts its journey north once again. It's going to move 1 degree north, and that's going to start the journey north. It's going to go up. So that's the 3 days that Jesus was in hell, because Jesus is the Son. Period. That's what makes sense when you come to, and that's the shortest day. That's the death. That's considered the death, the shortest day of the sun. You see what I'm saying? And it remains there for 3 days, the 22nd, the 23rd, as a matter of fact, and the 24th. And those are the 3 days of Jesus supposed as the Son in hell. Let me get it in. See, right here. There's the one with got the writing in there. I put it in there. No, well, that's all right. So you see right there, the sun stopped, and we went over that, don't need. And so for December, you see December 20. Nah, that's another thing right there. The sun stops moving south, at least perceivable for 3 days, and during this 3-day pause, the sun resides in the vicinity of the Southern Cross. So the sun died on the cross, the Southern Cross, or crux. You see what I'm saying? So even when you talk about being nailed to the cross, all of that is of astronomical relationship to December, not Easter. You see, not Easter. They moved that holiday to that period. It wasn't like they knew what they were doing. They was putting they most celebrated day up against Passover to knock that out. You see what I'm saying? To checkmate they Passover. That's what they did. You see? And so we once you understand, and we'll go over this just one more time, so you're not where you misunderstand that God is the Son. You see, if you did not get that, matter of fact, we go straight to let me get the one where King James where they talk about that. In fact, let me see. Yeah, wait a minute. No, I didn't went down too far. I didn't went down. Right there. Right there. Malachi 4, right? Let me get in there. Hold on. Malachi 4, you see, 2, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings. You got to understand that is the Son. That's the prerequisite of understanding this book. Because if you don't understand that this is solar mythos, and that these are parables, and you supposed to peel back all of the anthropomorphic, no different than if you was reading Aesop fables and you just took the truth. You understand ain't no rabbits gonna be talking, no spiders, but you know that the truth is real. what the truth that's trying to be conveyed is real. So we understand that this is solar. And so even when you get mass and shit, and you go to mass and they say this is the blood and this is the body, and you see that it's the sun. They show you the cross inside of the sun. When you go into St. Peter's, you see the sun this back. They don't hide that. You see what I'm saying? They know it's solar methods, but they can't tell you that because they trying to be, you see, your spiritual leaders and shit, and this, that, and the third. And so if they reveal the truth to you that you was the primordial, then you would destroy that. You would crush that. You would bring that, come crashing down, you understand, in destruction. You see, because it's nothing more than an imprisonment of the soul. Religion is the imprisonment of the soul. And I'm not just talking about any form of spirituality. I'm talking about black divinity. You see, you could be spiritual and not be divine. And so that's why we can't just say spiritual divinity, black divinity. And though I say teaching about spirit, the spirituality that I'm teaching about is black divinity. Because if you ain't talking about black divinity, you could be talking about anything. Spirituality only expresses that you talking about spirits. Don't mean you divine. You could be into demonology. You could be into any goddamn thing. You see, but when you specify that your spirituality is divinity, you see what I'm saying? Then you in black divinity, then you're specifying exactly what it is that you're trying to build, and you just not out there floating around and shit. Because some motherfuckers is into spirits, all they do is look up in the sky. You can't get them niggas to do no more than the motherfucking people in the book. You see what I'm saying? You can't get them to do no more than the peoples of the goddamn book. You feel me? So, we understand that as you come into this time period, you understand it's about harvest. It's about, planning, and you know what I'm saying? It's about becoming one with the cosmos and understanding that and studying, because life is becoming abundant right now. And so you understand that a lot of lessons is going to be taught. You see what I'm saying about creation coming into being, Kepara coming into being. You see, coming into knowing, and this is the time to really, hone in your research, and looking, doing some research outside. You see what I'm saying? Becoming and getting out there, and yeah, we in the books, but then let's get out there and get into them cosmic books. Is outside. You feel me? Get out there and get into the world, man, and build your awareness and your understanding of creation. That's right. And the Holy Mother, African Mother up there, and that's the black matter and black energy. You understand what I'm saying? They set this shit in motion. You understand what I'm saying? Is the building blocks of everything in existence, except that which is a GMO, genetically modified anything. We don't give a goddamn GMA, nigga. Genetically modified anything, then you ain't from the primordial. You're synthetic, and we got to get you up out of here. All right, family, this is the general. Thank y'all for being in here today. You see what I'm saying? And we'll be black tomorrow. Y'all know I'm going in. I ain't holding up. Expect to see me early. And of course, if you can get in there to check out the check out the live stream. America is Egypt, the Mississippi versus the Nile. Debunk. Be in the house, because you know it's gonna be fire. All right, family. This the general saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.